Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome everybody for joining today's webinar. We have a Professor Dennis Harrington and head of a business graduate school from WIT. So before we pass into Dennis, I want to give you a short and a brief introduction for Dennis. You probably heard about Dennis. Dennis has been traveling to so many countries in the before pandemic, but now we are planning to probably start travel again, but at the moment we are not ready yet. So Professor Dennis Harrington is head of graduate business at WIT Ireland. He has responsibility for leading and directing all taught postgraduate business programs within the school and for executive development. So he has extensive research and consultancy experience, having worked in the UK, in France, China, and also even within the Russia Federation, as well as teaching responsibility for leadership and professional development on the Doctorate in Business Administration DBA and Executive MBA programs at WIT Business School. So, and I just tried to mute someone here. Okay, so Dan is also a visiting professor at Shanghai University, China. He has been a visiting professor at the NEOMA Business School, France, St. Petersburg State University, Russia, and is a DBA program external examiner with the University of Liverpool, UK. Dennis is a recent recipient of a high-end foreign expert award scholarship from the Chinese government. It's a really very high-level scholarship from the Chinese government, and is a past recipient of an international talent program scholarship at Shanghai University, China. So welcome, Dennis. How are you today?
Very well, Helen, and thank you very much for the invitation. And to you, Helen, for organizing such an excellent webinar series. I heard some of the attendees commenting about the value of these webinars, and I know you've been at the forefront in terms of developing a series of these presentations and discussions. And I think they've been very valuable for students and for agents and for ourselves as well to meet some of our international students. And great to see we have such a great diversity here this morning or this afternoon, I guess, depending on where you're joining us from. So thank you for that, Helen. And I suppose I wanted to, in a short enough presentation, just to give you an overview of our own school, and maybe just go through with you and outline some of the postgraduate opportunities, particularly on our specialist courses. I think these are the ones from chatting and discussing it with Helen that would be of most interest to you and perhaps to students you're representing. And then we'll talk a little bit about the application procedure, process, and advice. And I know, Helen, you'll have some excellent advice there as always to the students. So I think some of you may not be aware of where we are. You might have a good awareness of where Ireland is, but perhaps where we are in the southeast. You can see we're just south of Dublin, about 2 hours from Dublin on the southeast coast. And as you can see, it's quite a beautiful area to live. We are surrounded by the sea, some beautiful seascape, beautiful, an excellent quality of work life, and certainly colleagues and students who study here really enjoy the opportunity to be at the beach and in 20 minutes or so from our campus. So it's a beautiful seascape, but also a gorgeous and impressive landscape. And again, many of our international students take time to do some traveling around the southeast and indeed around Ireland. And you see when you spend the time here, and one of the great advantages, I guess, of studying in Waterford is this beautiful scenery, but also it is much cheaper than living in some of the larger cities. We're about the fifth biggest city in Ireland. We're Ireland's oldest city. So a lot of history, a lot of beautiful museums and historical sites that you can visit when you study here with ourselves. That just gives you a little bit of about where we are in terms of the southeast location and the southeast coast.
Yeah, Dennis, and also Watford, what was voted as the best place to live.
Exactly, Helen.
By the
exactly.
Irish Times, yeah.
At the risk of overselling our location, but recently we won quite a nice award from our national, with one of the newspapers ran a competition about the nicest place in Ireland to live, and Waterford came top ranked in that particular survey. So again, yeah, absolutely, it's a beautiful place, and as you can see here in our institute, we have a very impressive campus. And in 2021, we were voted Institute of Technology of the Year, and here I'm just including some aerial shots here of the campus or on the Cork Road, and also the impressive, as you'll see in the middle of the screen, the WIT Sports Arena, where if you're a student on any of our programs and registered on any of our programs, you can avail of that wonderful sports facility as well. And that's just a closer shot of the WIT arena, which you can see is quite an impressive facility. In terms of our own school, we would be one of the largest schools here in the institution, and certainly one of the largest integrated business schools in Ireland. Our focus is on developing thinking professionals for the real world. And in doing that, I think we're very much focused on the use and application of cutting edge research and ideas, and connecting our students to interesting networks and opportunities and practices. We have a wonderful alumni and employer network, and all our students within our programs, we encourage them to have an international focus, and you'll see that in some of the programs that we offer, with a true international feel and flavor to the program. But also on all our programs, we encourage our students to spend at least 1 week abroad in a partner institution on our specialist programs. And this week, as I'm speaking, our students are away in France for their 1 week study program in Brest, in one of our partner colleges and universities. So our focus is, as I said, is very much on experience, so that experiential learning. It's very much internationalized in terms of what we try to work with our students in the classroom and outside. And as a school, we would look at ourselves as being a very entrepreneurial school, very much connected to the industry and business community here in the Southeast. And we're also very proud of our startup community. Many of our students go on to, and even just before this call this morning, I was talking to a past graduate of ours who's just in the throes of setting up a new social enterprise, a startup business. So we have both connections both into our own community here, but also aspirations to encourage, if you like, a kind of startup mindset within our own students here on our programs. In terms of our postgraduate specialist courses, I just wanted to very briefly go through those with you, and you'll see a range of the programs here that are available to you for study. On the left side, as you're looking at the screen, we have a series of specialist masters in business programs, and they're in areas of economics and finance and management, in marketing, and in the HRM discipline areas. And those students take some classes together, and they take other classes in their own specialist area. And then on the other side, you'll see we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have a master's in business and internationalization. So that's a double degree program with a Brest Business School in France. So you don't just get one master's, you get two awards from that particular program. It's a double degree master's. We have a popular MBS or a master's and postgraduate diploma in finance and business analytics. We also have a part-time program in lean enterprise excellence, and we have an MSc and a postgraduate diploma in the area of digital marketing practice, and that's also proven to be a very popular area of study for students at the minute. In terms of our specialist courses, in terms of the unique features, as I mentioned, very much entrepreneurial in focus. So we have live business simulation case studies incorporated on our programs. We encourage and use live consulting projects with companies, and we support students to engage in consulting work as part of their studies with companies here in the ARC Labs on our West Campus, or ARC Labs Innovation Centre. We also have a new digital experience lab, which has been kindly sponsored by Salesforce. So our students have the opportunity to experience that and to be taught and lectured in that lab. We have an excellent postgraduate business seminar program. So that is a program where business leaders, thought leaders come in every week to speak to our students. So there's a seminar for one semester. There's a different speaker every week that addresses our students on an area or topic of interest. As I noted earlier in the presentation, our students on our specialist programs participate in an international study trip. So our MBS students go to Brussels. Our Masters in Internationalization students go to France as part of their double degree program. So they're great opportunities for them. And our MBA students go to the US, to Boston. And for our HRM graduates, so students who take our HRM postgraduate specialism, they have the opportunity to gain the much valued associate membership of the CIPD. So that's a very much sought after accreditation opportunity for our graduates. And importantly, from a career development perspective, we involve a lot of our past graduates in career development sessions, workshops, lectures for our current students. So many of our past graduates participate and freely give advice and guidance to current students on career opportunities. So if we just look at the MBS specialist program, which is a very, very popular program because of the range of specialist areas, a couple of areas of key importance here. As I mentioned to you, very much an industry relevant program, the MBS. We have our weekly seminars for a full semester with different industry leaders. We have a very strong focus on experiential learning, and the program and the modules, we would say, it's a very industry-facing program, and our students transition well into the workplace, and they're prepared well for opportunities to take up opportunities in a range of different industries and companies. We also have an excellent peer-to-peer network. We're very much, the business school here is a very personable school. Our lecturers work very hard to develop and support our students. And also I would say that we benefit from smaller class sizes, stronger interaction opportunities for our students, and a better and a more enriched learning experience. Within our courses, we have updated many of our programs in recent years to take account of the importance of software and transversal skills development. So there's a very strong focus on the development of analytical skills, teamwork, business, commercial acumen, and critical and independent thinking on all our courses. And our delivery is very much, as I mentioned, smaller groups, individualized attention, and a mix of online and face-to-face delivery in terms of our courses. So our modules, again, as you would expect with the international dimension, international practice features quite strongly in terms of the simulation exercises and the study tour experience. Strategy and enterprise development is another arm and a very strong focus of our programs, with modules in the areas of strategy, innovation and design and entrepreneurship, and contemporary sales and marketing practice. data analytics and business analytics. You would have seen in the list of courses that we provide. So there we're focusing very strongly on the management of knowledge, digital marketing, and analytics. And we, as we would call an arm of our programs, is very much around the area of future proofing. And I mentioned earlier that we're very proud of the preparation and the development that we and learning that we give our students that prepares them well for opportunities in the workplace. And underpinning all of that, I guess in the third semester, we have a focus around independence in terms of development of the students' research capacity and skills development. So there we have a series of research papers on our MBS internationalization program, and also a dissertation and an applied business project on our MBS courses.
Yes. Sorry, Danny, can we go back to the previous slides? I just want to get everybody's attention, because our module and the picture here actually show how unique, how special of our structure is, because I graduated from business school, right, back to 20 years ago. I got my master in business in the internationalization. So the structure here is really, that's why so many students, even Irish students, they regard WIT business program a very high reputation, because the structure is very practical, but also in combination with theory. So you can see when our graduates graduate with all these skills and knowledge, very easily they get a job, and because they fits the industry demand. So I just want everybody just get a little bit attention about why and how our business program is different.
Thank you, Helen. And I had forgotten that actually you're a former graduate of our MBS internationalization program. So you will give some very good, I'm sure, and even in the questions and answers, some opportunities to talk in a little bit more detail about the program, Helen. So thank you very much for that.
No problem.
And also, I just included some photos here of the digital experience lab. So the students participate in a range of different lectures and exercises and simulation activities here in the lab that's kindly sponsored by Salesforce. So as you would know, Salesforce is one of the most innovative companies in the world, and we enjoy very strong and very fruitful collaboration with Salesforce over many years. Many of their executives, even this year, have participated on our postgraduate business seminar program. So that's been a very positive experience for our students. And there are also great internship and work experience opportunities with Salesforce. And I think you mentioned that there, Helen, how the programs prepare our students for opportunities with companies here in the region. And just last year, these programs, the MBS and the MBS internationalization courses, were funded under the government Springboard Plus initiative here. And it was mainly to do with the ways and the nature in which these programs respond to skills deficits in very important areas. So it's quite clear that these programs are certainly making a contribution in that regard. This is a photo from our international study program to Brussels. So our students on our MBS, all our MBS courses, they participate for 1 week in Brussels. They'll be going, as I understand it, later in April with some of my colleagues. And you will see the building in the background. That's the Irish, the Centre for Irish Studies in Leuven. That's where the students are housed and where they stay. And then they participate in a range of visits and lectures during their week-long study program in Brussels. This is a photo from our business seminar program. I mentioned to you that the students have a weekly seminar with a thought leader, either a very senior person in industry or a very senior academic, who addresses them on a topic of relevance right across the programs. So here you will see the governor of the central bank addressing our students at a recent event. So those seminars are very well regarded and very well received by all our students, and some past graduates actually attend them as well. So great opportunity, networking opportunity for our students, but very importantly, a learning opportunity. Enhances and enriches their learning experience on the courses.
Yeah, sorry, and then I just want to add, go back to previous slides, because as a staff working in WIT, I also received this invitation to join the webinar seminars organized by the business school, because I'm graduated from business school. That's why I always get the similar emails. But I just say some of the seminar are so good because you got a really leader in the industry. Sometimes I see the email, say, oh my God, how did you get him or her to come to WIT to give a talks? Because these people, they are very picky at choosing, you know, they're not easily just go every business school to give a special talks. So well done. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you, Helen. And it's lovely to get that feedback. And I know you've often participated or contributed to seminars even after you graduated. So thank you, Helen. And also here you will see your former program, the MBS Internationalization Program. There's some feedback here from a student. We often find that many of our prospective students or students who are interested in taking programs with ourselves, they're very keen to talk with existing students and to hear what past graduates perhaps have to say about our program. So you will see here, this is an endorsement or some feedback from Ada Rong, and Helen will know Ada, who did the MBSI program. So she talks about the benefits and the value of the dual degree program. She also highlights the seminar series again, where she said business professionals share their experiences and how much it helped her to relate the theory to practice. And importantly, it gave her a great opportunity to gain work experience in a firm during her summer break. So there's some of the highlights for Ada. And I should note there, Helen, as well, I could be mistaken, but I think Ada was also an ambassador, wasn't she? An international student ambassador while she was studying with us, and she's now working in with the US consulate in Shanghai.
Yes, yeah.
Just including the Salesforce tower there, just in terms of our relationship with that organization, the opportunities for our students to take internship and work placement opportunities with Salesforce. Also, I'm including, I know we have colleagues on the call today from India, and I've a reasonably good knowledge of the Indian educational system. I've traveled with Helen and Fiona and many of my colleagues in the international office, and with colleagues from some other schools on the education fairs with Enterprise Ireland to India. And we always have great diversity, as you know, of international students on all our courses. And over the years, we've had many Indian students also on our programs. And you will see here again, Arundam has been speaking about his and giving some feedback on his experiences of studying with us on our course, on an MBSI course. Gave him excellent knowledge of international business, but I think importantly, here you will see the focus on the softer transversal skills development that the course helped him develop. So he speaks about his organizational, his presentational, and his management skills. So I think that's important as well to highlight. And again, he gives an endorsement in the context of this program and how it has helped him with his current career in Bangalore. So he's another great student and did very well on the course. These are just a range of the companies that we have very good and very strong relationships with. Many of our students go on to study with some of our banks here in the region. We have a very important cluster of financial services companies here in the southeast in Ireland. So many of our students go on to work with State Street Bank or BNY Mellon Bank. Some work in technology firms like Salesforce or Microsoft. Others work with more local companies in the food business, Clonbee and Dawn International. Others work with accountancy firms and more bigger branded companies. But these are just, if you like, a small selection of companies where our students are now currently positioned and are doing very well in some of these organizations. I mentioned earlier the opportunities for our students, if you like, to work with some startup companies on our West Campus. So on the West campus, we have an innovation center. It's our ARC Labs. You can look it up online. It's the ARC Labs Innovation Center. And there we have a clustering of high potential startup companies and researchers working on innovative new ideas, cutting edge research, and if you like, are at the frontier in terms of their fields of study. And our great opportunities here for our graduates, our students to work and get opportunities, if you like, to do some small projects or consulting work with some of these companies. In actual fact, the Walton Institute collaborates very closely with our one of the leading research centers in the ARC Labs Center on the West Campus, collaborates very closely with our MBSI internationalization program. And every year our students undertake a small consulting project for colleagues at the Walton Institute. So that's an innovative development as part of that particular course. In terms of the applications, I know, Helen, you'll be staying on the call, and there'll probably be some queries around the application process. Ours is a rolling offer process, so it's all online. So we use the PAC application system. So that's an online application system. You can apply at any stage during the year. It's online. We have a system of rolling offers, so we would coordinate the offers very closely with Helen and with Fiona and Sinead in the international office, with whom we have a very close and collaborative working relationship. They would keep us updated on the status of the international applications as the applications come in. While we would review them online, we would work very closely with Helen and Fiona in coordinating the offers to successful candidates. Here, I guess we're highlighting again, and I know you'll be highlighting it, Helen, is the importance of having all the documentation uploaded, all the transcripts, all the results, letters and transcripts from your previous education, all uploaded to the PAC system. And for international students, obviously, the English language requirements are important. For us, I think the most common one, we use a range of them, and Helen will update you on those in particular. But in terms of the IELTS, we look for an IELTS of 6.5 and 6 in each of the component areas. So that again, all those requirements are available on the all the W's, wit.ie on the website, and you'll see the requirements are set out there very clearly for you. But that's important, and it's important that you upload those test results as well, so we can make those offers to you. We do find, Helen, I think you'll agree here, that sometimes in the past, students may not have uploaded some documentation, and it does cause delays. So it's very important that the transcripts, the documentation, and the English language requirements and certificates and results are uploaded to the PAC system for us to consider the application, to make an evaluation, and if successful, to make an offer. And in some cases, you'll see some of our programs require personal statements, so you will see that on the PAC system. But that's just some tips there for you. I'm also including details here on our fees. All our international fees are listed under our postgraduate fees schedule, which again is available on the website, and I've included the link here. And Helen, you're you're welcome to share the presentation with those on the call. And also we work closely with Fiona Purcell, who's the Senior Staff Officer in the International Office, and Fiona's email and details are included here. But we also work closely with Helen and with Sinead as well in the International Office, and we coordinate all international queries, admissions and applications in very close collaboration and consultation with our colleagues in the International Office. So that's just a very brief overview, Helen. I'll just stop the share there. Just want to thank all the attendees this morning. I know we have both agents and students on the call. We have a huge diversity of countries here represented. And I just wanted to thank you again, Helen, for hosting these important webinars. You've coordinated a number of these on our behalf during the year, so very much appreciated, and thank you for the kind invitation to address all our colleagues here this morning. While we miss going to meet you in person, as you mentioned, Helen, I'm sure that's going to happen again very soon, and we hope that's the case, because it's always nice to meet you all in person and have the scope and the opportunity to talk about our programs with you. But we're very willing to follow up any queries that you have. You'll probably have some queries today, Helen, but if there are any that present themselves after this webinar and colleagues need some assistance or guidance or help with, perhaps you and I and our Fiona can liaise, and I'm sure we can get back to them as soon as possible. So thank you again, Helen, and thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you very much.